Welcome to my views and news and the last video before I go to sleep. Firstly, some protests which were held and which are going to be held in coming hours. Both Tigray diaspora community members and Ethiopian, Eritrean pro-government diaspora community members are protesting. One protest was held in Geneva, other is due to be held in the US. Secondly, a Canadian government today confirmed general mobilization in Eritrea. That people are being mobilized for war, general mobilization. Thirdly, Tigray has once again today shown thousands of POWs from Mekelle, I think. They're in Mekelle now. And now Tigray is asking a question. How is Tigray going to feed thousands of ENDF and other POWs? We have a clip for you. And lastly, there was a tragic news story about the death of an ambulance driver of Tigray who was killed in a drone strike on Wednesday when Getachew house was hit in Mekelle. Firstly, viewers, protests are underway by Tigrayan and pro-government Ethiopian and Eritrean diaspora community members in different parts of the world. We know that Tigrayans are protesting against Turkish and UAE support for Ethiopian federal government. The two militarily supported Ethiopian government last year, and once again when Turkish TB2 drones are in operation and maybe Winglongs as well provided by the UAE. The two governments could play a role in backing Ethiopian government in coming months if this war goes on and if Ethiopian government uses all the available TB2 munitions. Now, Tigrayans are protesting. In Geneva, they held a demonstration. You can see some pictures on your screen. The pictures show Tigrayan protesters holding placards with slogans against the UAE and Turkey. The role of the two countries is going to be critical, viewers, if this war goes on, because Ethiopian forces have been relying a lot on military equipment provided by the two countries, Turkey and UAE, and Turkish drones which proved to be game changer last year in November are once again being used very extensively by Ethiopian government forces in Tigray and on TDF positions in the Amhara region as well. Meanwhile, Ethiopian government supporters are due to protest in Washington DC in coming hours. No More campaign is being relaunched. Harmila Ragavi, others, they are planning a massive rally. Will it be massive? That remains to be seen. The rally will be taken out on a Sunday in front of White House. Campaign has been underway for almost a week for this rally. It would be interesting to see how many will attend this No More rally in front of White House in the US in coming hours. So we'll update you in coming hours about this rally, No More rally in the US. Secondly, viewers, BBC did a news story about general mobilization in Eritrea. That Eritrean government has ordered general mobilization and people of all ages are being sent to front lines. Reservists are being recalled to their units. Conscription is intensifying and a full-scale mobilization is underway in Eritrea. BBC reported Eritrean Information Ministry rejected the news story of BBC. It said that it was a sensational news story with fake information, and the picture which was shared with this news story was about a 2018 peace agreement signed between Ethiopia and Eritrea. Eritrean government rejected the news story, but after that we saw a statement from Canadian government. Canadian government has issued a travel advisory for its citizens who are in Eritrea. Canadian government says that Eritrean government has ordered general mobilization in Eritrea. That is why Canadians living in Eritrea should stay indoors. They should closely monitor local media. This point is interesting, that Canadians living in Eritrea should closely monitor local media. Last part of this travel advisory is interesting, that Canadians living in Eritrea should monitor local media. Eritrea has one radio station, state controlled, one television station, state owned, which is a news cum entertainment channel. So there is no private media in Eritrea. But Canadian government obviously has some sources. So now it is confirming, government is confirming that general mobilization has been ordered in Eritrea. I personally think that it does not mean that there is a shortage of manpower for Eritrean military, that Eritrean military is facing setbacks in terms of human losses. It is an indication that Eritrean government is making preparations for a long war. It wants to be fully ready. That is why this general mobilization has been ordered in Eritrea, but Eritrean government is not officially confirming this move. Third viewers, Tigray is showing thousands of POWs. Tigray is asking a question, how to feed these ENDF POWs. Some say that around 10,000 have been taken prisoners since the start of this third phase of Ethiopia, Tigray, Eritrea conflict on the 24th of August last month. Tigray already had around 10,000 POWs, now 10,000 more. It's been 20,000 POWs in Tigray. How will Tigray feed these POWs? That's a question, very valid question. Ethiopian government has not commented upon large number of POWs taken prisoner in recent days. Government is silent. Will government acknowledge that these are ENDF POWs? Because a few months ago, when Tigray released ENDF POWs, Ethiopian government refused to acknowledge that those were ENDF POWs. Ethiopian government said those were relatives of ENDF officials. But Tigray is showing these POWs have finally arrived in Mekelle, and where large number of these POWs were shown a few hours ago. We have a clip for you. Watch this clip showing these thousands of POWs, then the next news story. Lastly, viewers, a tragic news story of an ambulance driver, a rescue worker of Tigray. His name is Valde Halu, who has been killed in Wednesday's drone strikes on Mekelle. On Wednesday, twin drone strikes were conducted on Mekelle. Reportedly, target was Getachew house, which is in residential area. Getachew survived this attack, but more than 10 civilians were killed, Among the killed, one is this ambulance driver Velde Halu. After the first drone strike, this ambulance reported at the scene of the strike, and then came the second drone strike, and Velde Halu was killed in the second drone strike. It's very tragic. People are dying. Obviously, civilians are dying too. No doubt about that. Though my position is that targets are being hit by Ethiopian Air Force. Sometimes precisely, sometimes not precisely. Civilians are dying too, like Velde Halu and others. Gatach was the target. He was not hit. 10, 12 other civilians were killed. So you see that. And we must not forget civilian killings in the Amhara region as well. TDF has captured Kobo, Robit, Gobiye, other places. Obviously, there was fighting. Artillery strikes were conducted. In Kobo, some civilians were killed, and there were some demonstrations as well against Tigray forces in Kobo. So civilians will keep on dying if there is no solution to this conflict. Even without any intention from the sides to kill civilians, civilians will be killed as collateral damage. That is why to end civilian killings, this war should come to an end. Otherwise, no one can guarantee the safety of civilians in Tigray, Amhara or Afar regions. Millions have been displaced since the start of this third phase of conflict, and tens of thousands have been killed, soldiers, civilians. These soldiers are also daughters and sons of ordinary Ethiopians. We condemn only civilian killings mostly. We don't talk about the deaths of soldiers, fighters of the fighting factions. They are also Ethiopians. Only difference is that they're clad in military uniforms, or they are trained, or they are armed. Otherwise, they are Ethiopians. So this war should come to an end if people want peace. Otherwise, only condemnation will not serve any purpose.
Woldai Hailu, one of the victims, was working for Mekelle Industrial Park as an ambulance driver since its establishment. Now he has passed away due to the Wednesday's drone attack in Mekelle while he trying to rescue other victims of the bombardment during the first round attack. Siblings to the victim say their brother was the first to respond while the victims fainted out following the first round attack.
I am an older brother of Woldai Hailu. Firstly, Woldai was a first responder when the drone attacks on a residential area around. Unfortunately, he became a victim himself.